It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary.
Hello, word nerds, and welcome to episode F5 of the dictionary. My name is Spencer Parks, and I am here to tell you about the dictionary. And that's it, just the book. Let's see. The first word in this episode is the first form of the word facial, F-A-C-I-A-L. This is an adjective from circa 1818, number one, of or relating to the face. It's about the face. It's facial, as in facial expressions. Those are some extreme facial expressions if you're watching the YouTube video. Usually people are making facial expressions like something more subtle. I love my facial expressions. Number two, concerned with or used in improving the appearance of the face. Concerned with improving the appearance of the face or used in improving the appearance of the face, like facial washes, facial moisturizer, lotions, those sorts of things. It seems pretty similar to the first one, but this is specifically about making the face better, improving the face, improving the appearance of the face. I don't like the appearance of my face, so I'm going to improve it with some facial products. Facially is an adverb. Facially. That happened facially. That face plant happened facially. Okay. The sound effect will be whatever. The second form of facial is a noun from 1914, and it is a facial treatment. I gotta go get a facial because I've got too many nooks and crannies in my face. So I'm gonna go get a facial treatment at the spa. The spa? Hoo-yah! Next is facial index, 2 words, noun from circa 1889. The ratio of the breadth of the face to its length multiplied by 100. We got to put a link in the show notes for facial index. 1889. I don't know if this is something that they're using anymore. I think the breadth is the width, from like the edge of your cheek to the edge of the other cheek, and then to its length. So is it the multiplied by 100? So is it, if this is 6 inches, you multiply that by 100, but then it's a ratio to this, which is, 8, 10 inches, however tall a face is, multiplied by 100. So would that be like 600 to 1,000? Is that your ratio? Is that your facial index ratio? And what do you use this for? What is the purpose of this? Is this to say, oh, well, you got a proper face? They would use facial structure and whole head structure to say if you were a good person or a bad person or what your personality was, and it's all bunk. But so it's, I want to know what they were using this facial index for back in the day. Okay. Next is facial nerve, 2 words, noun from circa 1818. Either or either of the 7th pair of cranial nerves that supply motor fibers, especially to the muscles of the face and jaw, and sensory and parasympathetic fibers to the tongue, palate, and fauces. What is this word? F-A-U-C-E-S. I don't remember if I've ever seen that word before. Fauces. So the 7th pair of cranial nerves, so it comes down from the back of the, under the brain, the spinal column, and right as it's probably, near the top there, it's sending some nerves out into the whole rest of the face. I feel like my video is out of focus. If we get real close and then we go back, will that force it to focus? There we go. Kind of. Whatever. So they upper motor fibers, especially to the muscles of the face. So all the facial muscles are being controlled by the facial nerves. And then sensory and parasympathetic fibers to the tongue, palate, and fauces. And so this is, they're helping to control the face, but I think also it has to do with when something happens to the face. If you get your cheeks pinched, oh, it hurts. That signal is sent probably through these facial nerves back up to the brain to say, my face got pinched and I didn't like it. And then the brain can be like, nah, that was stupid. That's the facial nerve. Okay, here we go. Hi-ya. The next word is a suffix. Is it pronounced facient? F-A-C-I-E-N-T. Adjectival suffix. It means making or causing. Making or causing, as in the example, somnifacient? How do you say this word? I think it has to be somnifacient, based on the way that I know English works. Let's take a quick look. Would it have made more sense for me to type this into the computer than go looking page by page? We are getting pretty close, though. That makes me think it has something to do with dreams, possibly, or something about sleeping. Let's see. Oh, this is the most fun part of the show. Okay, let's double check the word. Yeah, it would have made way more sense to just type this in. Somnifacient. So it probably has something to do with making sleep, making dreams. Let's see. Where is this? It's just so much fun to. Here we go. Somnifacient, or facient. Can't tell what that character is. Yeah, something about the subconscious kind of. Facient. So that's how you pronounce it. Making, causing. So what's the etymology of this? Facient. I don't know why they don't have pronunciation for these adjectives. This is from Latin faciens or facient, which means making warm, from the verb calefacere, which means to warm, so making something warm. But yeah, so this facient is making or causing, and I don't know what other examples of words there are that have this suffix added to the end. I don't know. Interesting. I'll keep an eye out for it. Hiya! Next is, I believe this is facies. Yeah, facies. F-A-C-I-E-S. Noun from circa 1736. Number 1, general appearance, as in a plant species with a particularly distinct facies. Facies. This plant species has a general appearance that is distinct over its whole appearance. So like orchids might have a distinct facies, because it's like their face. Their appearance is their face. Facies. Yeah. Number 2. I don't know who's using this. Number 2. An appearance and expression of the face characteristic of a particular condition, especially when abnormal, as in adenoid facies. And so this is, I guess, the adenoids, if they're acting funky, then maybe they will make your facial area have a certain appearance, or that your skin have a certain appearance. An appearance or expression of the face, yes, specifically about the face, characteristic of a particular condition when abnormal. So yeah, the adenoids are getting abnormal, and then it affects the look of your face. And I don't know what the adenoids do to make your face look a certain way, but it's the adenoid facies is when your face is being affected by the adenoids. Number 3 is a part of a rock or group of rocks, What's the group of rocks called? I don't know. An avalanche. A part of a rock or group of rocks that differs from the whole formation, as in composition, age, or fossil content. So, if you got rocks in a certain area that are different than all the other rocks in how old they are, how many fossils they have, or what types of fossils they have, and or how they were made, what's their structure, their chemical structure, then those would be called facies, I guess. Okay. I think the etymology is pretty similar to all the other face stuff, so we're going to go. The next word is facile. F-A-C-I-L-E. It looks like it would be pronounced facile, but it's just facile. Adjective from the 15th century. 1A1. Easily accomplished or attained. As in, a facile victory. We got that victory so easy because the other team just laid down and took a nap, and so we beat them easily. It's all about easy. 1A2. The synonyms are shallow and simplistic, as in, this looks like a quote. Yes, it is. The quote is, I am not concerned with offering any facile solution for so complex a problem. And that is from T.S. Eliot. So the problem, offering the solution is what's facile. It's an easy solution, a shallow or simplistic solution. And so T.S. Eliot did not want to offer that type of solution for a problem that was so complex. He thought that because the problem was complex, that the solution needed to be complex as well, I think. Sometimes the solution is quite easy. Maybe. Okay, 1B is used or comprehended with ease. Yep, it's all about, oh, it's so easy. You hit the easy button. Number 1C, readily manifested and often lacking sincerity or depth, as in facile tears. So what are they? These tears are readily manifested and often lacking sincerity or depth. You got your tears right there. You know, if you're like, oh, Daddy, I want something, I want a pony, and then the tears just start streaming. Those are facile tears. They were so easy. You just had them ready to go, and that's it. Some actors have those facile tears because they're shallow. They don't have depth because they're just acting. It's just acting. That's what it is. There was that scene. I mean, I've seen a bunch of scenes of actors just start crying, but specifically Margot Robbie in, I think it was Babylon, she puts on this performance with crying, and it's just the actor in the role, the actor character can do it so amazingly, and she can do it so amazingly, and I wonder how many takes they do something like that. Like how much do you have in you to keep on doing that over and over again? It's pretty impressive. So those were the facile tears. Number 2 is archaic, and this is mild or pleasing in manner or disposition. Maybe it's easy on the eyes, and that was the etymological evolution, but it's archaic. 3A, synonyms are ready and fluent, as in facile prose. This is poetry. So the facile prose is ready and fluent. So if you understand the prose, it would be facile prose. I'm not sure. 3B, the synonyms are poised and assured. No example there. Poised, assured, ready to go, in good posture, I guess. Sure. We have another synonym. Yeah, it's just the word easy. That's it. It's a real good replacement for this word. Facilely is an adverb, and facileness is a noun. And we do have some additional etymology. It is from the Latin verb facere, which means to do, and there's more at the word do. That's it for that. Maybe this next word is related. It's facilitate. Verb, this is a transitive verb from 1611. To make easier or help bring about. As in, facilitate growth, helping to bring about growth. Let's make it easier to grow. Yeah, it's all just helping out in some way. If somebody needs help, you can facilitate that, possibly. Do they need help walking down the street? Make it easier for them to walk down the street? You can facilitate that. Facilitative is an adjective. Wow. Next is facilitation, noun from 1619, 8 years later. Number 1, the act of facilitating, and also the state of being facilitated. We are making it happen. We are making it so easy. I am facilitating this podcast. I'm making the dictionary easy for you, so I am in a state of facilitation. 2A is the lowering of the threshold for reflex conduction along a particular neural pathway, especially from repeated use of that pathway. And we are talking about the brains and the neurons and those pathways and how you create habits and all those things. Okay, we got to read that again. The lowering of the threshold for reflex conduction along a particular neural pathway, especially from repeated use of that pathway. So when I swing my arm back and forth, I am creating a neural pathway for that motion in my brain. And the more I do it, the more I repeat that action, the more that neural pathway is being ingrained and used and habituated. And so the more you do an action, you are doing facilitation of the neural pathway for what the brain is doing to create that action. You're making it easier to do that action. And so anytime you learn a new thing, the first few times you do it, there's a lot of facilitation going on there all up in the brain. It's really good. It's really, really good for the brain to create these new neural pathways. And it's really good to create new neural pathways again. You know, we all get stuck in like, oh, I just want to have life the same way and I want to just do the same actions all the time and have a pattern. And patterns and habits are good, but you got to change it up. The brain is neuroplastic. It has neuroplasticity. It can change and evolve, and it's very healthy for the brain. Might help stave off things like dementia and Alzheimer's if you keep on giving it new information and help making it create all those new neural pathways and do all this facilitation. And then when you're like, okay, good, I'm like, and then it's time to start a new thing. Have a habit for a while. Like, I'm going to change that habit. I'm gonna make my brain work. Otherwise, they just get sick and old and die and bored. That's why I want to keep it young and healthy. Facilitation. We are now on 2B, which is going to probably be related to neural pathways or something. The increasing of the ease or intensity of a response by repeated stimulation. Yeah, similar idea. Making it easier to do a thing when it's done over and over again. Okay. Next is facilitator. Noun from 1799. There's got to be a joke in there about a potato who's making your life easier. So they are facilitator. This is one that facilitates, especially one that helps to bring about an outcome like learning, productivity, or production, communication. Wow, I did something weird there. And how is all this happening? By providing indirect or unobtrusive assistance, guidance, or supervision, as in the workshop's facilitator kept discussion flowing smoothly. So yeah, there's a bunch of people having a workshop, and then there was a facilitator to keep it going, to when things got stagnant, maybe ask a question or move on to the next part or whatever it is. They were facilitating. They were making everybody's lives easier. bring about an outcome. They're bringing an outcome, which that outcome could be learning something, producing something, productivity, or communication, helping them to communicate. If they're having trouble, the facilitator will maybe do an icebreaker to get communication started. And they're doing that by providing indirect or unobtrusive assistance. They're letting the people in the workshop do most of the stuff, but they're going to nudge them in the right direction. The facilitator. I am the facilitator. I am going to make your life easier by providing indirect or unobtrusive assistance. Next is facilitatory. Facilitatory. Adjective from 1944. Inducing or involved in facilitation, especially of a reflex action. So I think this is back to the neural pathways. Inducing or involved in facilitation. I don't know exactly how you use this in a sentence. Facilitatory, that maybe it's, see, that's I think different. When you're used to doing something, it becomes a reflex. And so maybe something spurs on that reflex. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's something about you're doing something out of reflex. You know, when you get into a habit of something, you start to do it and you don't even realize you're doing it because you're just so used to doing it. Facilitatory. The last word in this episode is facility. 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 Noun from 1531. Number 1, the quality of being easily performed. Yep, comes back to easiness, making it easy. And what was the etymology for facile, easy things, is from to do. You're making it happen, to do. Okay, so the quality of being easily performed is facility. And then number 2 is ease in performance, and the synonym is aptitude. If you have an aptitude for running down the street, that performance is easy to you. You have facility in running down the street. Number 3, readiness of compliance. Readiness of compliance. I'm ready to comply. I have facility to do the thing that you are asking me to do. 4A1, this is something that makes an action, operation, or course of conduct easier. And this is usually used in plural, as in facilities for study. What do you need to study? What will make your studying easier? Well, you got to get some facilities. Anything that makes the action, operation, or course of conduct easier. And typically, I think we think of facilities in this context as a physical space or physical things. And that is true. Like the facility, the room, I don't know. I can't think of a specific example. But like note cards, if you're literally going to study something for a test, note cards would be the facilities to make your studying easier. 4A2, the synonym, this is the number 2 definition for the word lavatory. I added a syllable. It goes over to the second line. Lavatory. This is often used in plural. You would say facilities. And this is just the bathroom, the restroom, whatever word, the toilet room. What do you call it? They're all very odd names. The water closet, the loo, the lavatory. I mean, that one sounds almost like a scientific laboratory, but no. I'm going to go do some experiments in the lavatory. It's the number 2 definition for that. I don't know if I said that part. Now we have 4B, which is something like a hospital that is built, installed, or established to serve a particular purpose. It's a facility. The hospital would be the facility that you go to get some medical help. The sports arena is the facility where you go to watch the sports, to play the sports. There's probably, there's going to be a workout facility there. They are built to serve a purpose, whatever purpose you need. It's like that Harry Potter room. It's the facility room. You find all the things you need in the facility room. Okay, that was it. That was it, everybody. We're now going to pick a word of the episode. Today we had facial index, facial nerve, fascient, fascies. I love those silly words. Facile, facilitate, facilitation, facilitator, facilitatory, and facility. Let's see. I'm very curious about this facial index thing. Maybe let's pick facial nerve as the word of the episode. And how can I sing it in a different way? Running through my brain are facial nerves. They go into my face to serve a purpose. It's like a weird rhyme there. They make my face move. They send signals to the brain. It's the facial nerves. Fine. Let's talk about a couple movies. We have not been seeing a ton. We had sort of a run of a bunch of movies, and then we're back to Northern Exposure. We only got a few episodes left of that show. Let's see. Where are we? Independence Day. We watched this on the day before the American Independence Day, because I think Sharon said that maybe she had seen it, but not since it came out. And I had seen it, 2 or 3 times shortly after it came out. And it's how to describe this movie. It's classic. It was, the best one of that kind at that time. It sort of changed the world. What I realized watching it is while there is, I'm sure, a good amount of CGI in it, it was probably one of the last movies to largely use practical effects. All those buildings exploding and stuff, those were all miniatures. And so I think this was like, obviously, in 5 or 6 years before that, we had, or maybe it was less than that. Maybe it was only a few years before that, we had Jurassic Park, which really used CGI dinosaurs and stuff. And so, it was there, it was good, but I think that there was a lot of practical effects still being used for Independence Day. So, oh yeah. But, there's a lot of stuff in this movie that's like, well, that's not very good. That doesn't really make sense. What is happening? But it's done so well. It's just so fun. Then we watched Quiet Place, day 1. And I mean, this is like practically a silent movie. It needs to be based on the premise. And it's just so fun to see, one little pocket of like how this fictional world started. And it's good. And Lupita Nyong'o is fantastic, as usual. And the cat made me so nervous. It survives. Just go that known in. Hopefully that lessens your nervousness if you haven't seen it. Okay, that's it. This is the end of the episode. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, this has been Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.